This was my favorite Halloween dress up year. I told you I'm a witch who lives in a mansion. I didn't put on a turkey hat or a cupcake costume or, yeah, all the other costumes I've blocked out of my memory. I'm going to make cakies, which are like a Yolanda Had a Cake It original. A cakie is pretty much my version of an ice cream sandwich, but instead of ice cream as the filling, you get cake and delicious buttercream. But I'm gonna make Halloween cakies. I'm gonna make creepy cakies.
Creepy cakies.
Creepy cakies. And I'm doing something with these cakies. Should I ruin the surprise? I'm gonna fill them with slime. I'm gonna make some caramel to fill these secret chambers, but I'm going to dye the caramel to look like slime, pus, and blood. Do you know that October is National Caramel Month? I don't know who decided that, but I agree. You need a pot, you need sugar and water, wooden spoon, you need to keep the lid of the pot, and then after this we're gonna need cream and butter, but we'll get this started. Now I'm going to turn on the heat and cover the pot, and I'm just gonna keep it covered until this sugar starts to boil. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. We're gonna let this boil away, and what's going to happen is it will start to amber. Usually it ambers in one spot, not really evenly. You can use your spoon to help distribute the amber, but for the most part, you kind of want to leave it alone. And the next step is pouring in some cream when it's the exact color we want, but we want to make sure that that cream is heated up, because if we pour cold whipping cream from the fridge into this super hot sugar, it'll just bubble up, boil over, and really, really steam, and you can burn yourself. Oh, okay, I'm going. Ready? Watch what happens. So, look how much it bubbled. If the cream was cold, it would be uncontrollable. So now what I've got to do is pour this very hot caramel into the sieve over the butter. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here and let the butter melt naturally, and then I'm gonna come back and stir it together. There's something I love about this. We should just put up a video of this. It looks like a yolk right now. Do you see that? Just sailing away in the caramel. Like, no, I don't wanna melt. This is a horror. This is a horror story about butter melting away. I'm going to pour a small amount of caramel into 3 separate bowls and then dye the caramel 3 separate colors. I like dyeing it at this stage because it's still hot, it's still the thinnest it will be, and then the color will incorporate better. You tell me when it looks nasty. Oh, should I add like a hint of green? Ew, this is a gross color though. This, you know what this looks like? Whenever I go for my morning walk on garbage day, and then the street is just littered with garbage juice. And that is what this reminds me of. This I'm going to do, it's a really fresh green. Ooh, did I go too dark with this? Ew! Some sort of radioactive Ghostbusters type slime. And now red. This is like goopy blood. Ugh. This is like coagulated, like nasty, right? Came straight out of an infection. This is my toxic slime caramel, and this is my goopy blood caramel. I am gonna bake some cookies for the cakies. So I'm baking 6 chocolate chip cookies, and I'm going to dress them up as well. When I bake chocolate chip cookies, I like to break it in half and then sort of flatten it a little. Normally I add more chocolate chips on top, so when you see the surface of the cookie, it looks chocolate chippy. But today I'm gonna add mini peanut butter pieces, Reese's Pieces. So on the next tray, I'm going to bake some double chocolate chip cookies. So they're a chocolate cookie base with white chocolate chips. We added black food coloring to the dough. I'm adding eyeballs. I didn't have bigger eyeballs, but I have this bowl of eyeballs. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna make a collab of a cookie. I'm gonna take half the chocolate chip dough and half the dark chocolate dough and make a swirly mess. I'm putting some marshmallows on the surface because when marshmallows melt in the oven, they get all like, ugh. These are the marshmallowy mix-ups. These cookies are looking at ya. And these are like the pretty fall cookies. Stay round, every one of you. You especially, I got my eye on you. Okay, ready? So I've got my cakes. I'm gonna use some vanilla cake for some of the cakies and black chocolate cake for some of the cakies. So I'm gonna flip this over and then I'm going to level this. Time to simple syrup the black chocolate cake. I am coloring simple syrup like blood. They're little like clots, and I'm gonna leave them. Oh, you should see how clotty this is. That's the point. Wow. Ew, look at the clots. Ew! The reaction I wanted. So our cookies baked at different sizes. So what we want to do is make sure to pick a cake circle to cut out the cake that's about 1/4 of an inch smaller than the cookie the cake will go in. And now I'm using these circle cutters to cut out the cake that will fit between the two cookies. You want your circles of cake to be 1/2 inch smaller than your cookies. So now I'm going to use the smaller cutters to cut the chamber out of the center of these rounds so that I can fill them with slime. I don't want to make the chamber too big because the cake has to remain strong in the Cakie. Oh, look at these little, that is so cute. Okay, I'm just making parchment piping bags. We hold it like this, we see the point. The tip is usually across from the point, so put your hand there for your thumb. And then you turn down in it. Yeah, okay, you're good. Hold the other piece with it. Yeah? Now, keep the tip closed and turn the whole thing toward you. Okay? Every time you grab both papers, otherwise it just keeps wrapping inside.
Okay.
But make sure to keep that tip closed.
Oh.
It's still weird because for some reason yours is
Low?
Is your opening? Okay, it's low. But it's okay. It's better than nothing.
Yolanda Gam said it herself. It's better than nothing.
This is my favorite. The blood.
Now we have our cookies, our cake rounds with secret chambers cut out, and of course our nasty caramel, but delicious, to fill the secret chambers. Let's assemble these cakies. So I'm going to pipe a ring of chocolate on the bottom cookie, and that will hold the cake down. I do usually use ganache, but because I'm putting the caramel between, chocolate just dries more solid. So I wanted that because I want to make sure none of it oozes out of the side. Okay, ew, look at the blood stains on the counter. Ooh, these melted eyeballs are like a little sticky.
Trick or treat, baby.
Does anyone ever say trick? Like, why would you want a trick? I don't have a trick prepared. I've never once in the history of Halloween had a trick prepared. I just whip out a cake and start icing. Like at my front door. And I still ran out. I need more boogers.
What if I put some blood with the boogers?
I'm doing that. That's nasty. I'm gonna glue the cakies together and we're gonna pretend we don't remember what's in the secret chamber. Shh, cakies. And I need to make some Oreo buttercream. It's really simple. All you have to do is mix some Oreo crumbs into your buttercream. So now I just like to pipe the buttercream. Buttercream is everywhere, and now I'm gonna smooth it out. You can get creative and use different flavored buttercreams on your cakies. I'm using Oreo, toasted marshmallow, and coffee. Toasted marshmallow on eyeballs. That's how this would be listed on a menu. This is the easiest one to hold. It's small.
I think eyeball is my favorite so far.
So I'm going to coat these fall cakies in this beautiful sprinkle blend right here. This is a fall cakie on the runway. What I love about cakies is you could do this at home. You could set up the cakies and then have a few different flavors of buttercream and then let your guests ice their own cakie and then set up a sprinkled chopped candy bar and then let everyone make their own cakie and eat their own cakie. Now, this one is like the creepy.
Ooh, the bones.
Yeah, this is like the graveyard cakie. This is bougie. See what I did there? It's bougie. Wait, I need to add something to these. If you're not careful, this cakie will bite you. So these cakies are gonna look right at you. Ew! What are you looking at? I'm gonna cut open one of each cakie so we can see the slime ooze out. The slime, the bile, and the blood. So let's do the fall cakie first. Oh! Oh.
Whoa.
Gosh. Oh. Ugh. Oh. Oh God, the bile. Yuck. I hope this inspired you. I hope this creeped you out. Maybe it got you in the mood for a little bile. I just have to take my pet home. And I'll see you guys next week. Come on, Fuzzy.